So I'd like to read a little uninformed gun control that I wrote. So this doesn't really involve this doesn't involve too much legal stuff like buybacks, which I hear you can get them at pretty cheap prices. Anyways, there's no good way to take away the thick layer of metal over our culture. Talking about the time, talking about overtime is probably not good enough, and change needs to happen now. All right, one, make guns as expensive as a nice car, obviously. um, like thousands of dollars, and have like a DMV thing that you go to. I might Again, this might already exist, although the DMV needs to change and nobody really likes that, so I think that would just cause more stress. So X that one potentially, except still keep it up in the air. Two, I would like mental evaluations, responsibility towards knowing temperament, but this would be filtered through essentialist lines, which I fear. So it would be really hard to do anything that's like temperamental and judging people based on that, which I've always wanted to do, but we live in a world where we don't know how to correctly judge because it's filtered through biases. So just again, keep that up in the air. It's just my skepticism. Anyways, three, it's a massive unfortunate contradiction, but these things are both true. More people die from handguns, but AR-15 and 16s are at least symbols of hate and such, and they're used to kill mass people at a time. And obviously, handguns are stealthier, but when people are using AR-15s and 16s, they obviously don't give a shit about using stealth, so they are risking their lives and they know it. So there's really no talking this type of person down, in my opinion. Again, you should try if you think you're in the right circumstance to do that. Um, I think we should weaken the black market from the inside. Some group needs to sabotage the flow of illegal market metal. We need this, but this likely can't happen legally, unfortunately, since cops or legal chaos would keep them if they were captured. So even if, so they would just become legal eventually. I'm not too sure what I was trying to say there, but yeah, I don't know if banning it would work. So slowly corrode the black market. Um, but I fear that the corroded guns and the weakened guns would end up in the hands of good, thoughtful people by accident. So I feel like if there was a cop who was well-meaning and they were in a situation where they really needed to do a thing and it jammed because the black market gun they got was the corroded metal type, that would not be good. All right. Four, tiny body cams in different angles of the gun, or maybe cameras on the bullets that can resist the fire force, so we have more transparency. And digital background checks every time a gun is fired. Like pause and speed up the footage of a single bullet. You can consider this like Wi-Fi, which is fucked up if you ask me. And I feel like it would just turn into like an issue where some type of electric signal would jam it, and it wouldn't work out that well. So there's always some hacking that's gonna interfere. Five, based on the amount of children killed, I think we should have threat detection based on age in weapons. Even if the kids have a weapon, I don't think we should be able to shoot them back, because that's the issue generally. Um, yeah, but this doesn't stop a gun shop owner from giving a gun. You know, there's no way to deal with that situation. So, six, non-profit civilian-looking inspectors to infiltrate the gun culture attitudes, and this probably already happens. Um, but we need to go deeper. Seven, I don't think it's totally related at all or that compatible, but we need to look into the Scandinavian models and British policing where they sort of they capture you in like this well, I've heard they capture you in like a barricade or something, and they don't like immediately shoot you. They like make it so that you can't move. CIA after me. Okay. Oh yes. The main issue about reforming anything in our society is, think about it like you're trying to change a carpet. Now, I heard this analogy lately. You think it's the carpet that's the problem, that's lumpy, and you keep getting a new carpet, but there's a lump each time. But you need the floorboards to be fixed, but nobody thinks of that. We just keep getting a new carpet each time when the underlying issues are the reason why nothing is the why we can't have good and nice things, like racism will filter through, so to speak. Um, 9. Overall, the gun problem is highlighted by mass shootings, and down the line of false equivalence, it leads us to the main realization that most deaths aren't mass shootings. Of course, in America, we are totally the odd ones out, and so I think most shootings in America need to be approached from the small bursts that add up over time. We have to approach mass shootings, but the only way to solve the overall issue um, is the small bursts that add up over time, as opposed to large bursts that happen occasionally. Alright, 10. Giving up guns is the ultimate moral gray zone for whatever defense is justified, when which will be a separate topic. Um, alright. Alright, so cracking down on the gun lobby and RNA and gun shops might severely lessen where people get illegal guns, but for better or worse, with the black market, you know, because there's always going to be ebb and flow of the black market. But legal guns aren't just filtered through sketchy and bad faith attitudes against the law by organizations. It's unfortunately a little more complicated. But in a 2015 national survey of gun owners who obtained a firearm without the previous 2 years found that 22% had purchased or received as a gift or an inheritance their most recent firearm without undergoing a background check. And the sources Miller, Hepburn, and Azriel, 2017. In 2004, a survey of state prison inmates found that among those who used a gun, only 10% purchased the weapon from a licensed dealer, whereas 70% acquired it from a friend, family member, or in general from the streets, quote unquote. Source: Cook, Parker, and Polak, 2015. Which, that's all for now.